Well, welcome back to the Elias Makos Show. Listen, as someone who has a 20-month-old boy at home, here's something that Olivia and I know all about. Sometimes you need a date night, right? So think about that special someone in your life. Sometimes you just want to go out and have a nice meal together, have a bit of a date. Now, this week on our weekly segment, looking at how much things should cost, we're going to tackle date night. How much does it cost for date night in 2025? Once you put in dinner and perhaps dessert and everything else that goes into a special evening. To find out the answer to this, I've invited three very special people, Andrea, Elias, and Orla, Johannes. You know them and love them as the hosts of Now Trending Sundays right here on CJAD. And Mike Cohen is with us, who has become of late somewhat of a food influencer online, certainly on his Instagram and on his website, mtlrestorap.com. So Andrea, Orla, and Mike, welcome to the show this morning.
Good morning. You.
So first things first, let me start off with you, Andrea. How important is it just to have that date night every now and again?
We are really big on the date night in my household. Like my son loves to join us. He's 10 now, loves to go out for a good meal. But my husband and I really, we do our best to carve out that time and do it fairly often. And it is really important. I think it's important to connect. I think there's something about like breaking bread with people that, brings you together. And we really enjoy it.
Now, how often at the end of the meal, when the bill arrives, are you looking at each other and you're saying, can you, guess? Because I do that sometimes at the end of meals now. I get the bill and I'm like, guess, honey, guess. How often are you doing that nowadays?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I can definitely tell you whatever we're guessing is steeper than it was, a couple of years ago. But we're also guilty of going back to a lot of the same restaurants that we like. When it's just the two of us, when we're with other people, we'll, venture out a little bit more. But when it's just the two of us, so typically we have a pretty good idea of what we're getting ourselves into.
Orla, what do you say on this one? And how much do you need to spend to have a decent date night with your spouse?
Well, you know what? I am shocked these days compared to what it used to be. I mean, I think you could have gone out with your husband or your partner that you're used to being with. I wouldn't say you would maybe spend as much if it was a first date or someone you were on a blind date with. But these days, if we go out on a date night and we have a glass of wine, maybe a bottle of wine, you're having an appetizer, a main and a dessert, and then you're rolling out afterwards. Sometimes I am shocked to see it's like between $400 and $600.
What? Now, where are you going? Orla, come on. Where are you going? That's high end. That's high end.
It is high end. It is high end. But the thing is, my husband does work a lot, travels a lot. So we might not go for that date night together every week. Mm-hmm. So you know what? It's okay, I find. If you're not doing that date night every week, you're doing it like every 3 weeks. I think spending that might be okay for us because we're not doing it every week. But I have to say, the restaurant prices, even if you are going somewhere high-end, good quality, very good quality food, excellent service, this is what you're paying.
Now, Mike, I know for you get to talk to a lot of restaurateurs, right? You're speaking to restaurant owners and the people that are trying to make a living here. It's tough for everyone involved, right? Like it's tough for the people who are paying the bill at the end of the night, but it's also tough for the restaurateurs. So what are they telling you when you go and visit a restaurant? What are they telling you about, how much thought they're putting into trying to keep their costs down?
Yes, well, of course. I mean, they've been hit with, we're not even hearing yet a lot about the tariffs, but some of the restaurants have been telling me, some of the chains are telling me the costs are going up. Of course, the cost of food's going up. They don't want to pass it on to the customers. Like Orla and Andrea said, it is very costly. But it depends which one you're going to. I mean, you could look at a place, like I'll give you an example of Siamo Noi. I don't know if either of the two ladies have been to Siamo Noi yet.
We've been together.
I love
But
Siamo
I'm giving you as an
Noi.
example. That place opened up at Royal Mount last winter, basically, and it is packed every single night. It's not inexpensive. I mean, you could kind of do some sharing. We went date night for our anniversary. We went to Moisha's. I mean, Moisha's is expensive, but you could do a lot of sharing, and it's packed. Gibby's still packed. Park, for us, You know, I have to tell you, Elias, you know, COVID gave me the relief of not having the pressure of determining where we're going to go on date night, because date night was in our living room. And we did that for several years, and it's still there. We still do takeout for date night more than we go into actual restaurants, because I go solo for a lot of my Instagram reels where my wife does not want to see me standing in the corner interviewing the owner. So, you know, we do that. But when it's an occasion, when it's a birthday, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, an anniversary, you know, like, you know, we know a Valentine's Day, you got to start planning that a month in advance, and it's usually going to be expensive.
Now, are there still deals to be had out there? Like, you know, whether it's a day of the week deals, I think it was like Baton Rouge, they're doing like a Monday ribs thing where I'm just like, I don't even know how they're affording it, you know, because it seems like such a good deal. But like, Mike, are there still deals to be had out there? If you're looking, whether it's time of year or restaurants, like, can you still find something that is affordable?
Absolutely. I mean, even Moisha's, for instance, has they've been implementing, I believe, I don't know if it's still in operation, the late night meal where they bring down the prices when you come at a late hour, and there's a lot of people that will do it. But you've got to look at your local neighborhood restaurant. I know you live in NDG, Elias, and Andrea is not far from there. So you look at a place like Kiku Sushi on Monkland. It's one of my go-to places, and you can go there for two people and have alcohol and have a full course meal for, you know, probably $140, because they're very reasonably priced and it's high quality. So you really need, like Andrea was saying, you know, you go to the same places. If you know your hot spots, you know where you're going to get a good bang for your buck.
Now, you got to throw in also getting a babysitter, and maybe there's other stuff that I'm forgetting here.
Oh, been there, done that.
Hair, makeup, outfit, you know.
Oh, that's true, huh? Like for a guy, I just have to take a shower. That's pretty much all I have to do.
Must be nice.
So Andrea, what? Maybe I'll start with you, Andrea, on the extras here. Whether you're tackling the babysitter, the going rate there, and the rest that you've got to prepare to make sure you got a special night.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it also depends, right? Parking in the city, if you're going downtown, you're going to have to pay for parking, which is astronomical. Like, I didn't realize how expensive parking had become until I started paying more attention. And of course, the babysitter, as Orla said, you know, sometimes depending, you know, for special occasions, there might be a little hair done and stuff.
Sometimes, Andrea, be honest, it's all the time.
I'm trying to be relatable here. And no, it's true. I mean, listen, it adds up. But again, I think it's like, we know that people are paying more for experiences these days. And if you are really taking something away from the experience, I guess depending on what your budget is, it can be worth it.
Orla, just to end off here, aside from the actual cost of a meal, but how do you make that date night special? Because I think you can do that for $0 when you want to make that night special.
I'll tell you what my secret is. When I go on a date night with my husband, I make sure I'm looking really good, and I know the look he likes, and I make that effort. And he's very happy that I made that effort.
And there you go. And that, you can't even put a price tag on that. Right? That's priceless.
Well, you can, but anyway.
Mike, I imagine you're doing much of the same for your wife. You're making sure you look beautiful on a date night.
You know something? I don't know how many times we've got ready to leave the house and she says, "You're not wearing that shirt. Go change it." Over 30 years, I'm telling you, it happens on a regular basis, and there I am, and then we're rushing. We're going to be late. Hurry up. Change the shirt.
And the cost to change the shirt, $0. Guys, I got to leave it there. Thanks for the laughs, and thanks for talking to us about date night. Andrea, Elias, Orla, Johannes, the hosts of Now Trending, and Mike Cohen. You can read his restaurant reviews at mtlrestorap.com.
I'm Dylan Playfair.
And I'm Tyler Smith.
We're putting loneliness in the penalty box by talking to some of our favorite athletes about the importance of friendship.
This is Bromance.
Bromance is brought to you by Charm Diamond Centers, proudly Canadian-owned and operated. Charm has been part of your love stories and bromances for over 50 years.
And you can find Bromance on the iHeartRadio network or wherever you get your podcasts.